Dave Roberts now available. First question is from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Dave, good afternoon. Your defense has been tremendous, second in the majors as far as fielding percentage is concerned. Last night in Kershaw's start, they were really good, particularly Kike Hernandez being positioned exactly where he needed to be. What is it about your defense that makes it so good year in and year out?
That's a good thought, good point. I think that with it's a combo for all of us. We talk about kind of collection of information being synced up within the organization, and obviously you've got the pitcher who's got to execute and attack different hitters, and Clayton is one of the best in the game at doing such, and you also bake in defenders that can catch the baseball, make accurate throws, and the next layer, which I just think a lot of times gets unnoticed, is guys in our organization, Mike Voltmer, Dino Ebel, infield coach, where positioning these guys and putting them in the right spots, and for these guys to be in the best position to make plays once the ball gets hit. So I know over the last few years, we've been probably one of the best teams at converting balls into plays and outs. So, when you give a team 27 outs and you make those plays and you get the punch outs like Clayton does get, it just makes you more efficient and better as a ball club. So I just love the way that doesn't get overlooked.
And speaking to your pitchers about the defense, how much confidence does it give them knowing that they may not have to be perfect because the 8 behind them, including their catcher, obviously, is going to pick them up if necessary?
It's huge. It's huge. And then with our defensive positioning, we talk to the pitchers, and all the pitchers know, where those 8 guys are going to be at, or 7 guys are going to be at behind them, and really understand. It's funny is that in this day and age of the shift, a lot of times when a guy does beat the shift with the ground ball, it's something that gets to front of mind, and we remember that. But there's a lot of balls that are put in play that we convert into outs, and so just that conversation that we have daily with our pitchers is huge.
What does Walker Buehler need to do to take it to the next level, particularly this season?
I think that with Walker, the last start he had was a couple grades better for me as far as consistency of the throw, the stuff. And I think right now, he's figured something out with his delivery, and hopefully he can repeat that, because out of the stretch, his last start, very good. Wasn't really good at the windup his first start. So now if we can kind of marry those from the full delivery to the stretch, he'll be fine. But this is again, a really good lineup that we're seeing again tonight. But if Walker executes, we'll be fine.
Last for me, Dave, I'm not certain if you have to make this decision now, but day game after a night game tomorrow, just an update on Will. I mean, Austin's catching a lot in a row. So does Will have to go on the IL? Do you have to bring somebody up, or is he okay to go?
He's going to do some more testing, but I think that we're going to make a decision here within the next hour, Alana. And if Will does go on the IL, it'll be Keibert being recalled.
Okay, great. Thanks for your help.
You got it.
Next question is from Dave Assay. Go ahead, Dave. All right. Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead, Eric.
Hi, Dave. I was just wondering what went into the thought process with Muncy at third. I know he's been at first and second most of the year.
I think the process was, I had a conversation with him last night. JT's played a lot, and I really wanted to get him a DH day and get him off his feet for a night, and appreciating who's throwing against us, and also knowing the fact that they're going to have 4, potentially 5 left-hand hitters tonight. It's going to be 4. So a lot of Muncy's time will be on the other side of the diamond anyway, and he's done it the most. So I just felt that, and he was totally fine with it. And it gets his bat back in there, and also gives JT a day off his legs.
I know you guys aren't staying in the hotel, you said, but just procedurally, being a road game, do you still designate a taxi squad, or how do you sort of handle that with this series?
It is a road game, but we don't. Keibert, I think, was taxied, but as far as the other 2 guys, they were just at the secondary site. Because the taxi is is more preventative if something does happen. So that would be easy to access those players.
Thanks.
Yep.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hi, Dave. You mentioned getting Cody a different look, Muncy batting 7th, getting him a different look. Just wondering, what can that do for a hitter? And also, what have you seen with Muncy's at-bats over the last couple weeks?
I think Max is closer than it appears. I really do believe that. I think that there were some calls in the last few games, couple games, that really flip counts. That makes it a little bit tougher. That I felt were just out of the strike zone, but that happens. More so when you're not going well. I thought yesterday was good for his mind. To get him back in there tonight, I feel really good about. And like I said, I think Max is a lot closer than most people think he is.
Is it one of those things, when he doesn't get that kind of call, that frustration kind of snowballs, and you see, guys look up the scoreboard, they see their batting average, and they get a little upset?
I think that's the case, and that's just natural. To your question about hitting him, 6th or 7th, I just think today, at times when the game can come to you, things are happening. A guy might be on base when you take your first at bat. You can make a productive out, and it just kind of slows things down a little bit in general.
You mentioned Keibert. What kind of reports are you getting from him? If he's the guy and he's making his major league debut tomorrow.
Keibert's done a fantastic job. Everything we've asked of him at the secondary site. He's always been very good bat to ball. The left-handed swing a little bit uphill. He's been around the baseball. Contact very good always, but then our hitting guys really cleaned that up and got him to backspin the baseball. So that's been really good. He's understanding how we do things as far as signs and game planning. He's been around. He was around yesterday, going to be around today. So he's been in some meetings, but Keibert's done a fantastic job as far as development.
Thank you.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead, Ken.
Dave, Baez's velocity is down this year, and I know he had a very short run-up in summer camp, but is it that? Is there something physically or mechanically wrong with him?
I don't think there's nothing that I've heard physically. Mechanically, he looks somewhat similar, but I think the truth of the matter is that it was a quick ramp up for Pedro, and the ball's not coming out like we're used to. So internally, we're digging in on it. You would expect after making 7 outings that you'd kind of see an uptick. That's not the case. It's not that we're concerned about it, but it's something that we're just digging into.
Thanks.
Then I have one more question from Ron Kavner. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Dave. I know Corey's had to run out some grounders in these couple days back, and I'm just curious how you've seen his body moving. Have you seen kind of what you hoped with him back in the lineup?
The swing's aggressive, what we would have expected. Defensively, very sound, and just moving down the line, he had to beat out a potential double play ball last night. He recovered well today. The thought of having him DH tomorrow, day game after night game, is something I'm really contemplating about. We'll see how tonight goes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.